I'd like to thank everyone for the opportunity to talk today. To my class, I'd like to especially thank you for letting me speak, because I know some of you are probably familiar with how long I can go on talking, something of which you're probably terrified of. Now, when thinking about what I was going to say today, I realized that I was supposed to say something symbolic, something that evoked emotion, and hopefully something that you'd remember forever. But the more I sat thinking about what to say, the harder it was for me to find the right words. So I decided that the best way to say how I feel about you guys, my classmates, was to take a chance and to keep it simple, instead of going on and on using words that I had to Google the meaning of. Because like my favorite vine says, ain't nobody got time for that. You see, today is about much more than celebrating our academic achievements. I mean, let's be real. That diploma is a ticket to only two possible outcomes. The first is a way for you lucky ones to never set foot in a school again, and the other is a way for you to go thousands of dollars in debt, possibly, studying all night on an assignment that you procrastinated on. Honestly, I think the real question here is why some of us even bother going to college. Oh, and I almost forgot Logan. He'll probably be the only one who mistakes his diploma as a dumbbell and starts pumping iron. For those of you who don't know, Logan is like the Hulk of our grade. He's the guy you make friends with when you're scared you're going to get beat up. On a more serious note, however, we must realize that high school graduations and diplomas don't just represent our academic accomplishments, but our real-life accomplishments. Remember when we used to think that splitting our hair straight down the middle, wearing neon-colored skinny jeans with knee-high combat boots was cool? Well, let me tell you something. That diploma celebrates you moving far past that idea. Hopefully. In all actuality, we're here to celebrate the fact that we are no longer Proactive's #1 customers. Because we learned that our best friends don't always stay our BFFs forever, and that YOLO was a terrible expression that was overused. We are here because many of us fell in love for the first time, had our hearts broken, and still managed to get here today, on time too. And most importantly, we are here to celebrate that we learned the most important math formula that there actually is. I call it the what is the lowest I can score on my exam to pass the grade formula, the class, I mean. But in all actuality, the main reason we are here today is because we survived our youth. We learned how to love, to share, to kind of avoid drama, and to succeed in some way or another, whether it be academics, athletics, or Pokemon for some of you. Now, I know that some of you might be expecting me to eventually say that I see the future of our country. Doctors, lawyers, congressmen, the next Will Ferrell and Tina Fey, and excluding Jake Adams and Emily Baumgartner, who probably actually will be the next Tina Fey and Will Ferrell. I don't see the future of our country. What I see is years and years of memories that have created the class of 2015. When I look out at Tommy Press, I see the kid who organized a multiple class pizza petition in 5th grade against our school because we wanted new pizza that didn't bend and fold in ways that pizza never should. For those of you wondering, we lost. Apparently the principal didn't find it to be as beautiful as a revolt and protest as we did. That's when we learned that the First Amendment doesn't always apply to the prisoners of the academic institution. When I see Jake Adams, I see him wearing a coconut bra from South Pacific. Something I definitely never planned on seeing, and I never planned on seeing it on a brightly lit stage with hundreds of other people in the auditorium. When I look at those from our government, I see the few who hung a picture of me in each stall in the girls' bathroom for our presidential campaign against the Savage Beast Party. For those of you wondering, It was very uncomfortable to use the restroom. Oh, and let us not forget the boys in 4th grade who participated in the infamous milk chugging contests, which once ended up with someone throwing up in Mr. Fitzgibbon's class. I won't name drop, but one of you guys owes me a pair of size 4 platform flip-flops. All over my feet. So right now, and I'm serious, I want you to look around. Turn your heads, I see you all. Look for your best friend and lock in the memory of when you first met. I know when I look at one of mine, I see us sitting on the only piece of recess equipment we had in middle school, the logs. No monkey bars, no swing set, no slide, wood. Look for the first crush that you ever had and take a moment. Think about that first breath of giddiness you felt towards him or her, the way you thought you had met the love of your life, along with how quickly you may or may not have moved on. Think about the one teacher you and your friends pushed a little too far. By the way, Mrs. Demers, if you're here, I know that some of my 5th grade classmates might owe you an apology for our eraser fights. Parents, those erasers that you bought that year weren't used for academics. We never went outside to recess. And now take one final moment and just look at all of the faces that you are surrounded by and genuinely try to remember them for all the good they possess. Not the middle school person that they were, because God knows we didn't like ourselves then. And now think about how many memories you've made with these people, even the ones you don't know well. And finally, I leave you with one request: to realize that our legacy is like a mosaic, a beautiful piece of art that cannot be detailed and defined by one single moment, memory, or action. We as a class leave behind for each other all of our own individual memories that we have created by ourselves and with our friends to describe what and who we are. Together, those experiences have worked to form 4 years of memories, one group of friends, one family, and one beautiful legacy of Bobcat pride. Thank you.